Here we go. Thank you for joining deposit and tuition info session Q&A. We will begin with the land acknowledgement. Toronto Metropolitan University is located in downtown Toronto. Toronto is in the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. For those of you, if you are not familiar with the land acknowledgement, I encourage you to learn more about it and why it's important to us. Okay, just a reminder, we will have questions and answers at the end, so you can get to ask questions through the chat or just speak from your mic. Please don't share any personal information or student IDs. We will have the slides posted on the welcome session, also the recording as well. Before we start the session with the agenda, myself is Eileen Ni, one of the graduate program administrators at the Creative School. I'd like to take this opportunity to have my coworkers, Daniel Garcia, the manager of the graduate programs, to introduce himself, and Muhammad later on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome, and congratulations on being accepted to one of our graduate programs. It's great to have you. Like Elaine mentioned, my name is Daniel Garcia. I'm the manager here at the Creative School, so I'm going to oversee all the graduate programs, and really excited to basically help you out, make sure that you're able to go through your programs and help you through pretty much anything that you may find throughout your academic career. So we are a team of 6 right now, so we're a good group to help you out to make sure everything happen, make sure you successfully completed your degree. Don't be afraid to reach out to us via program emails, set up meetings, that kind of stuff. We'll be happy to help you. I'll pass it over to now Mohammed, who's our academic coordinator.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed. Welcome to the Creative School. I'm the academic coordinator of graduate programs. I work closely with Daniel to again, ensure that you all have a smooth academic journey throughout your time here. But yes, also happy to answer any questions once you all officially start in September.
That's great. Thank you, Daniel and Muhammad. Okay, so we're gonna dive in for the admission tuition deposit, and then talk about how to make a deposit, track your deposit, how to confirm the payments that you're gonna you pay. And then follow that, we're gonna talk about tuition and also a little bit info about Toronto Med Graduate Student Union. And then end, we want to answer your questions. Okay, admission deposit. When you receive offer letter from graduate admissions, you have your deposit posted on your offer letter. And then with the June 14 deposit deadline for the fall 2025 intake, for domestic applicants, students, and you have 500 Canadian dollars. For international students, the deposit is 2,000. It's called PAL deposit. And the 2,000 deposit, if it's not really due by the June 14 deposit deadline, because international student, you are required to apply for the PAL letter. And if you received the offer after January 2022 this year, so all the international students were advised to accept the offer. Once you do that, and the PAL deposit is due ASAP right after the earlier you pay the 2,000 deposit, and then the earlier you will receive the PAL letter from graduate admissions. So you can use that letter to submit a studying permit application. For part-time students, the deposit is $250. All right. Why you need to pay admission deposit? It's required to reserve a space in the program. It's non-refundable. It will apply directly to tuition So 500 or 2,000 will be deducted from your tuition. You will have your tuition fees posted to your account in early August once you are matriculated and enrolled. If you receive any scholarships, any form of scholarship, you still are required to pay the deposit. So there's no deferred deposit or fees payments in exchange from your scholarship. You are required to pay that by the June 14 to reserve a space in the program.
Can I interrupt for a second? Just go back for a sec.
Yeah,
And
of
this is
course.
related to a question actually in the chat. The tuition deposit, you'll have to submit it even if it doesn't show a charge on your account. So when you look into your student account, My Service Hub, it will not show, hey, I owe $500 as part of my tuition deposit, or 250 or 2,000, whatever the amount is. It doesn't really show it there. You basically just send the deposit in to the system. The reason for that is because My Service Hub doesn't really apply any owed amounts until you're actually enrolled in the program. So, and you're enrolling your courses, and at that point, that triggers the system to say, hey, this person is enrolled in this program, therefore the tuition fee is attached to the amount is this amount particular. So just double check that. So you have to double check your account. Just basically send the money, and then on our end, graduate admissions will basically review all the payments that have been sent, and then check off that, hey, this person submitted the deposit, done, and this person completed the deposit, and then we have a report, and then that's how we know you paid the deposit. So just don't necessarily have to wait for a charge in your account. Basically, is bottom line.
Great, yeah.
Okay.
So even for a current TMU students, you won't be seeing the deposit post to your student account at this time because it's for fall 2025 will be posted after you are matriculated in early August. So basically, you just have to make the deposit based on your offer letter. Thank you, Daniel. Let's talk about how to make a deposit. There are two parts, whether you are inside Canada or outside Canada. We have a different options you can use. Here, let's talk about Canadian payments. Canadian payments, straightforward. You can pay either online or in person through any banks that you prefer. Simply just go to any branch or online or on your phone, pay from the app. The important reminder here is always add Toronto Metropolitan University as a payee. Always use your 9-digit TMU student number that you can find on your offer letter as your account number. Depending on which institution that you're going to make the payment, we have two types of a payee name for the TMU. You either say Toronto Metropolitan University as a payee or Toronto Metropolitan UNIV/TU-R, and then you will follow the steps to make the payment. So straightforward for anyone who wants to make a deposit through one of the Canadian banks here. I see a lot of questions in the chat. Daniel, you want me to pause to answer questions or go ahead?
Go ahead, continue. I'll
Okay.
answer some in the chat directly.
Okay, great. For international payments, TMU has partnered with the three international payments partners here. And depending on where you are located in part of the world, and then which option that best works for you, so you can make that decision. Three types of the options. The first one is CIBC International Student Pay. Second option is Convera. And the third one is Pay My Tuition International. Let's dive into each one. CIBC International Student Pay. This one, you do not have to go to a CIBC bank branch or have a CIBC bank account to use these services. Simply go to their website and have your information. Always enter your 9-digit TMU student number and your personal information. Follow the steps there, add the deposit Canadian dollars there, and then make your payment. So if you paid for by a form of credit card, debit card, or any other forms, your payment is complete, and you can track on the CIBC website for the payment. If you paid while a bank wire you need to have a you need to actually go to the local bank to complete the transfer in 72 hours. So this is just a little bit reminder for those steps here. I went through that part of the steps pretty quickly on our tuition fees website. We have detailed instruction there. You can always refer back to if this is the option you are going to choose to make a payment. Why CIBC? Couple of good advantages here. The first is very easy to make a payment in your preferred currency. If you are this is for international students mostly, so you will receive a very competitive exchange rate that CIBC is providing to Toronto Metropolitan University. The last one is they have very detailed instructions to make the payment, and also you have ability to track the status of your payment on their CIBC website portal. So those are great advantages if you are using CIBC. Here are the contact information. If you have any questions, you can reach out to them. They also have a list of frequent asked questions. For common questions you have, you can always refer back to there. For the second option is Convera. For this option, you can pay Canadian dollars through your local bank or credit card in your currency of your choice. So it's very convenient as well. However, we want to take a note here for Converna, they cannot process payments from sanctioned countries. If you are from one of those sanctioned countries, you do need help from a third party, either a family member, friends, or agent to make the payment on your behalf from a non-sanctioned countries. For sanctioned countries, you can check later on the list on the program website. For the steps of Converna, simply go to their website, follow steps there. A reminder again, always add your 9-digit TMU student number when you make a payment, and then follow the steps there. And you can also track the payment on their website as well. Here are the contact information with the support from the Converna. They also have a very good tutorial in English and also other languages that you can take advantage of. All right, the last option is Pay My Tuition International. This one, you can only use this portal if your fees are posted on your Student Center My Service Hub. So this is because the June 14 deposit deadline, so the fees won't be posted to your Student Center. Even you are a current TMU student or a newly admitted student. So this option cannot be used to make the tuition deposit, but you can use this option to pay your tuition later if you choose this one. Detailed instructions here you can check out later on. All right, so I make the deposit and I track whether the deposit is sent or not. And how do I confirm my payments is received by TMU? By now, everyone is familiar with my Student Service Hub, Student Center. You can simply log into your My Service Hub. In the Student Center account summary section, and that's where you can check whether your deposit is received by TMU. Depending on you paid in Canada or outside Canada or which payment option that you choose, it takes about 13 business days. For example, in Canada, it's usually 3 to 5 business days for a bank to post the payment to TMU, and then TMU will confirm that payment, post the deposit payment to your student center. So time that, make the payment in advance, make sure the deposit is received by June 14 so you can secure your seat in the program. And then you can log into your Service Hub, check the account summary. If you see a minus 500, minus 2,000, minus 250, that means the deposit has been received by TMU. This is the credit in your account, and this will apply to your tuition later on. If you like to print out a deposit statement, you can do so by just click a deposit statement, and there's a full statement that you can have as a record as well. All right. So with the fall 2025 is approaching, I want to budget myself for how much tuition I need to pay, and also I'm going to receive some form of the scholarship. So how much do I exactly need to pay? So here we're going to dive into that information. First, we want to talk about tuition and fees. Graduate program tuition and fees are consists of two parts. First part is tuition. Tuition is usually cover instructional, academic program, or general operating costs. For the ancillary fees, this one is usually support program fees that for the services, facilities outside of academic programming. If you want to look at what kind of ancillary fees that you are going to pay, you can check the program, check the tuition fee website. Here are some examples. For example, support services, clubs, unions, those are the fees are part of ancillary fees. For the tuition and fees we mentioned earlier, those fees will be posted in your My Service Hub after you matriculated in early August for the fall. So depending on whether you are a new student or you're an existing student at TMU, this timeline will be sometimes from late July or middle August. If you are a newly admitted student, you have a condition on your offer. So depending on when you are going to clear your condition. So right after you clear your condition, that's where graduate admissions will matriculate you, and then the fees will be posted to your student account. Enrollment is another question that we receive a lot. Once you are matriculated, and we will be able to enroll you for the fall term, and that's where the fees will be triggered by that timeline. So it really depending on when you are gonna clear your conditions for the new students. Tuition fees are billed for one academic year with the 3 terms: September, January, and May. Tuition fees are due in the first month of each term. For the September term is September. We do have late fees that usually apply to your account on the 3rd business day of the second month. So that would be in October for the fall term. If you receive scholarships, for example, TMGF, TMGDA, or other form of scholarships, just name for you here, OGF, OGS, TMGS, or SHIRK, those scholarships will be deposited into your student account in 3 equal installments around 3rd week of the first month in September to your student account. So almost all the scholarships require a full-time enrollment to have the funding. So that is after matriculation and after you are enrolled in the program. Here we want to give an example. Let's take a fashion MA, the graduate program, as an example. If I were a domestic student, we are using the current fees on the tuition fees page for the fashion. For the fall 2024, it was around 4,100. For the new updated 2025 and 2026 tuition fee, and this will be posted sometime in summer. I would say around late July. So you can refer to the new updated tuition fee later on. The fees will be a little bit larger for the past fall 2024. but it is a great reference that you can look at. If I paid 500 deposit for the fall term, and my tuition is 4,100 around that. And then if I receive a TMGF 3,000 for the 2025-2026, this funding will be deposited into your student account in the third week of September. With equal installments, so which means 3,000, it will be 1,000 in the September term. So if you do a little bit calculation here, for an example, 4,100 minus the 500 that you paid by June 14, minus the scholarship you're going to receive in the third week of September, and you have around 2,600 to pay. So this is an example that we want to provide you so you can estimate how much tuition that you are required. Of course, the updated for 2025 tuition will be updated later in July. For international students, same format. You can refer the tuition fee to on the tuition fees program website. Okay, Toronto Med Graduate Student Union, they have a lot of important information and resources for all the full-time and part-time graduate students at TMU. And we will have them to have a info session sometime in August to talk about their resources and then important informations and then scholarships as well. Once we have the confirmed date, we will post on the welcome session. So keep an eye on that website page. And today we just want to bring your attention about the house plan opt-out. TMGSU partner with third party to provide house and a dental plan to you. If you have alternative house coverage from other source, for example, your spouse or employment, you can choose to opt out of the house and a dental plan with TMU. The application opens August 1st and deadline is October 3rd. We have a link here. You can check out the detailed instructions there if this is something that you have already.
Just a note on that, that applies to domestic students. I don't believe international students can opt out of the health plan because that's part of a requirement for your study permit. And it's actually a slightly different plan, but it's also applied to your account. So Bill can also share some links about that later on if you want.
Great, thank you, Daniel. Okay, I paid my deposit, I secure my seat in the program, and I know how much I need to pay, how much scholarship I'm going to receive, and what's next. So I mentioned earlier about the conditions. Always refer to your offer letter about your conditions. Conditions are due August 8th. Depending on your academic backgrounds, you might have no conditions or one condition or two or even three conditions. And so always refer to your offer letter that you can find under the communication section on My Service Hub. Follow up with your conditions. If it's a transcripts, we have an example here. And so you need to submit the official transcripts to TMU. Depending on the institution that you graduated from, you might have options of e-transcripts. If that's the option you have, you can request that transcript from the institution you graduated from and send it to graduate admissions while grad applicants at torontomu.ca. If you have to request a transcript to be mailed to graduate admissions in a sealed envelope, and there's a graduate admissions office address here, 350 Victoria Street. Be sure to include graduate admissions office there. Graduate admissions will also send a automatic email notification to remind you about your conditions sometime late June or early July. So watch out for that one. Depending on what kind of conditions, how many transcripts or other sort of conditions that you need to follow up with graduate admissions, Whether you're sending a transcript inside Canada or from outside Canada, also depending on the e-transcripts or the mail version, it takes certain business days for the transcripts to be received by graduate admissions, and they process the conditions weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the time of the period when you submit the transcripts. So once they receive your transcripts, they will process on their end, and they will post a notification under your communications in My Service Hub. If your everything is in order, your condition is clear, there is a condition cleared notification email sent to your email as well. So just be mindful. Think of how long it takes about for the transcript to be received by them, and give them a little bit buffer time for them to process. And then if you want to follow up with them, you can follow up with them at gradapplicants@torontomu.ca. Always include your full name, your student ID, and then the program that you are going to attend. I think this is the end of the presentation. We will have some, we have some helpful links here, and then we will also provide some links in the chat later on. Daniel has been answering some of your questions. Thank you, Daniel. I'm going to stop share so we can see you, and then we want to answer your questions.
Great, thank you. I just want to answer a quick question that may help everybody else. And the question was proof of degree conferral. Is that just a transcript or see another document? So just so everybody knows, generally speaking, we need the official transcript from your university saying that you've graduated from the program. At TMU, we consider an official transcript when the transcript has been sent directly from your university to us at graduate admissions. That could be via mail, so sending it on the regular mail and it's on a sealed envelope, or it could be via email, and we can post the email in the chat in a second. And so if your university can email the transcript directly to us at in a TMU at graduate admissions, that also is considered an official transcript. That is the main sort of document that we require. In some situations, for example, if you have not completed your convocation, and so your transcript doesn't indicate that you've completed it, but you have completed all program requirements and you have finished everything, and you're just waiting for the convocation date. If that is the case, then we can sometimes get a letter, an official letter again from your institution, from your registrar's office, indicating that you've completed all program requirements and things like that. But that doesn't always officially clear, so we'll usually take it on a case-by-case basis. So your main goal will be to get an official transcript. If that's not the case, then your easiest thing is send us an email to the program to the program office, and then we will look at your specific situation and tell you exactly what you would need.
Great, thank you. I want to let you know if for some reason your payment is not yet posted to your student account, or you pay a little bit late, or there are some issues about the payment, and then your payment will be received by TMU later after June 14. So don't worry about that. I will check the deposit for every student in every program after June 14. If I don't see the payment, I will follow up with each one of you and double check with you whether you want to confirm your seat. We won't just cancel your offer or anything like that. So I just want to remind you guys about that part. Which question we end up with? So I'm just going through the questions in the chat. Do I get a confirmation that my transcripts have been received by TMU if university send it via email? Yes, so once the graduate admission receive your transcripts, they process on their end if the transcripts meets the requirements. They will post the condition clear notification letter to your My Communications in My Service Hub. You will also receive a notification email about that as well. I missed most of the presentation. Yes, we will share the recording and then the slides on the welcome session website shortly after this presentation. So you will have all the information there. Oh, okay. Daniel answered already. Thank you. Daniel is quick.
I can read the next question for you, Elaine.
Okay.
So this question is, I have paid my deposit, but since visa processes for Iranian students may take too long, I wanted to ask what should I do for my tuition fees, and will my quote be kept? And I think the answer is basically your tuition deposit is just to reserve your spot, and as an international student, also to make sure that you get your PAL letter so that you can apply for your study permit. So that's all you need to do for now. Once everything's approved, and if you get your study permit and it's processed and everything happens sometime in probably August, and you come into the program, at that point we will enroll you, and that's when the tuition fees will be added to your account, and you'll know how more or less the amount. The only exception is if you are, sometimes the immigration's office requires you to show that you can pay for a full year of tuition. If that is the case, then you can take a look at the tuition fees website to see the amount that we have posted right now, and that's also included on your offer admission, I believe. And you can pay that amount, and it will go directly into your account, and then you can show that to the immigration website. But that's only in the specific cases. So for that, I would suggest you contact the international student support team, because they can help you with the specific situations like that with immigration. We can't really give you advice for immigrations outside of our area of expertise. So, but I'll post the link on the chat in a second. The next question is, would it be a problem if we pay the tuition deposit before June 1st? Not a problem. It'll still be in your account. As a matter of fact, doesn't matter when you pay your tuition deposit, you will see the amount in your account as a credit. So it will still be there until your tuition fees are added at the beginning of the fall term. Next one is from Jessica. Have the scholarship awards results already been posted, or should we still be waiting for results? It depends on the scholarship. There are basically three types of scholarships. There are admissions funding, which is usually sent with your offer of admission. So in your offer of admission, there'll be I think it's the second page. It'll say something about financial support, and it tells you if you received an admissions scholarship. This tends to be the Toronto Med Graduate Fellowship or the Toronto Med Graduate Development Award. There are other scholarships like the Ontario Graduate Scholarship, OGS. There's a SHIRK scholarship as well, CGSM scholarship. All of those are usually on a case-by-case basis, and we've received some results for OGS and SHIRK already, but it's an ongoing sort of process where we receive results now, and we keep notifying students as we get more results, depending on people maybe cancel their offer of admission or deny the award because they got a different one or things like that. So more awards may be available between now and the start of the fall term. And then the third type of scholarships is usually program-specific scholarships, and those ones are usually done during the academic year. So they'll start in the fall all the way through the end of your program. Whichever program you're in, they'll usually have their different versions of the different dates, sometimes in the fall, sometimes in the winter, and they'll announce those. So hopefully that answers that question, Jessica. Am I missing any other questions there, Elaine?
Yes, Daniel. I see a question from Annie. Once again, if I was a previous TMU student, do I still need to send my transcript back to the university? If you graduate from TMU, you only need to submit a unofficial transcripts. Graduate missions will have access to double check. You don't need to send the official transcripts. whether you have a condition or not, you can check your offer letter. You shouldn't have a conditions there. That only apply if you submit a full transcripts. If you are a current TMU student finishing your 4 years bachelor degree, and then you might have a condition that you need to submit a unofficial transcripts, that would be the only case. So refer to your offer letter for the conditions. Okay, I think that's the last question I see so far. I don't see any more questions.
No, I don't see any more questions. I just put a link for about transcript information just to follow up for Fanny. Yeah, the thing is at this point, if there's no more questions, I mean, we'll just, like to thank you for joining us and for coming to the program. And just to remind you, we will be having more of these sessions. Basically, the idea of this session is to prepare you for the start of the program. So make sure you attend, and they'll give you more of that administrative background information that you need to know, scholarships, OSAP, all these other things that are coming up. We will keep updating the Welcome Grad website, which I'll post in the chat right now. And then so that way you can register there, as well as take a look at the presentation slides and the recording. So everything will happen on the same site for you. Thank you. Back to you, Elaine.
Actually, Daniel, you reminded me. I mean, we have a admissions Q&A session every Tuesday at 12 p.m. If they have any questions, they can also drop in. I'm thinking right now, or this is strictly for any students who have like admission related questions. So just a reminder, we do have every Tuesday we have admissions Q&A session at 12 p.m. It's usually for admissions related questions for a student submit application throughout admission process. But if you still have pending questions or some common questions, feel free to join this session as well, and I will be answer your questions. If you have any other program related questions, feel free to email the program in each program email account. I'm just double checking if we have any more questions come in. Okay, if we don't have any more questions,
Then you can count it down.
We can count it down.
Going once.
Twice.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the